Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hello. Welcome back. We're playing the changes. And hold on one sec. Broadcast around the top of each hour. KSFS ID.
Hit him with it.
Elias, I need you to read this. Read this here. Just read that.
Just read the whole
quote right there. Thank you.
You are listening to KSFS Radio, San Francisco. KSFS is proudly brought to you by the Department of Broadcast and Electric Communications Art at San Francisco State University. Some rights reserved under the Creative Commons license.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Welcome back to Playing the Changes. Welcome back.
You need a sound effect that's like, you know, like.
Can you just do that for us every
Do you have a
time?
laser beam sound effect?
We have. What do we have?
We have radio tuning.
Okay, that's close enough.
We have rewind.
Oh, I love that.
We have wait.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Y'all gotta wait for it.
Hey.
Okay.
Hello.
We have the window shatter. We have the explosion.
Yep.
Foghorn.
Do you have the air horn one?
No, we have a helicopter that goes on for a minute and
3 different types of
11
farts.
seconds.
All
though.
right. 3 different farts?
Anyway, welcome back to Playing the Changes. I'm Sam.
I'm Jacob, and
Today we have Daft Punk in the studio.
what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Hello.
So, what was it like What was it like inventing music in the '90s?
Oh, it was like fun. It was just chill.
It was good. You have
You know?
any crazy concert stories?
I mean, we're just like Daft Punk, and we have our like helmets off right now or whatever.
Yeah, y'all wish you were here.
Yeah, you wish you could
You
see
guys
this because
wish.
it's
Yeah.
like, let me tell you, it's crazy.
It is not
It's
what I
crazy.
expected.
No, not at
Really
all.
what I expected.
Yeah, there's a ton of like identities being revealed today. Like Banksy is like literally right over there. Like,
That's why you got to tune into Playing the Changes, guys. Like,
Yeah.
we get all the special guests.
Enough of the hullabaloo.
Hello.
We're with our friends Julia and Elias.
Say what's up,
Hello. I am Elias,
Elias. Where do you hail from?
Denver, Colorado.
And what are you doing?
Oh my
What are you doing
God.
here? What are you doing here? Why are you here?
I'm in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
The Bay Area has never seen a white guy in tech before,
No,
so
never.
I'm here just to see what's going on.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on to the show, and we have our first recurring special guest.
oh, I'm not a recurrent. I'm Ian actually.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just-
right.
I'm literally Ian.
Right. That's true.
No, but Ian's not here right now. But
No.
No,
He
Ian-
died.
He's in Europe. I think as
died.
he said, he
Man.
died. He died.
Yeah, bro. Miss him. It's
I
like
miss him every day.
I can still hear his voice.
But I ran into Sam outside, and Sam was like, "Hey, you want to come to the stew? You want to come to the stew?"
You just coincidentally ran into
Yeah.
Sam. This
Yeah.
was not premeditated.
No,
you
I-
didn't want to bring it.
I
Okay.
I just got off set and I was walking in. Julia was
Uh-huh.
like, Sam. I was like, oh, what up? You should
Yeah.
come. Let's come hop on the show.
I'm not hijacking anything.
No,
like,
not at all.
But I am happy to be back.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
happy to have you. Thank you
Thank
both
you
for
coming on the
here.
show.
Yeah, we're excited. Playing the Changes, episode 4. We hope you all enjoyed the last episode. We had a lot of fun.
And just for those who didn't watch the first
Yeah.
or last episode, what was the recap of that? What was the synopsis?
We did a lot of karaoke, and it was a great time. And it's going to be on our YouTube channel soon. Shameless plug. Follow us on Instagram at Playing the Changes. And I think we have a website. Wait, what is it? I think it's
sites.google.com.
wait, playing. I'm gonna have this. Oh wait,
.org?
Y'all couldn't get Squarespace?
sites.google.com/view/playing the changes. That's the whole
Tap
web.
in.
That's the whole site.
Tap in.
you guys need to buy a domain.
We
It's 12. It'll
We
be
need to get an
12.
LLC.
we can get
$12 a year on
You think we
Namecheap.
filmed by friends?
Yeah. you think we film my friends?
Hey, the IG is bye. It's
Thank you.
fine.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's very
We
good.
haven't had time.
We're
for
gonna
the
shoot some
photo
promo after this. I hope you guys. I don't know if we told you
are
guys.
we?
Yeah,
Oh, we
we're
are?
shooting some. Maybe.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Let's get Liddy.
We can.
Let's get Liddy in the city.
In the city of angels.
The city of
San
angels.
Francisco.
The windy city, San Francisco.
The Lone Star City.
The city
Big
for
Apple.
lovers.
The city for
the Mile High City.
The Mile High City, San Francisco.
San Francisco. The Mile High
Francisco.
City.
I'm bringing the Mile High to the San Francisco.
Hello.
What is Denver's thing? It's
the Mile High.
It's the Mile High
what?
City. Because it's a mile above sea level.
It is.
Oh,
it is,
yeah. That's
Dude.
why everybody's always passing out when they have concerts.
That's
in
true.
Denver.
Wow. Whoa. What a segue.
There's our first talking point.
There's
right
our talking
there.
about. So the theme of today's episode is music and contemporary culture. And for those who were not familiar with the word contemporary, as I had to explain to Elijas earlier, contemporary basically just means happening right now. So music? We're talking about the culture. We're just talking about the culture.
Question for the culture.
Question for the culture. And what better people to discuss the culture than our show, 3.5 white
Playing
people.
the changes. Huh?
Playing the changes.
3.5.
3.5 white people. Yeah. So, you guys ready to just jump into this?
Yeah, sure. So the first thing we were talking about is this concept of concert etiquette and gatekeeping.
Yeah.
And I think the main contention really is about how concert etiquette, since the pandemic, rise of TikTok, etc., concert etiquette has gone out the window completely.
It has, and we've all had our fair share of experiences at concerts, some good, some bad.
I don't know if it's gone out the window completely. I think it kind of depends on what type of concert you're going to.
Also true.
It's been changed
Yeah.
by various amounts.
And
I think.
what types of concerts are you going to, Elijas?
Well, being from Denver, quite a lot of EDM ones, I must say.
It's true.
Grizz.
Not Grizz.
You like Elenium?
Zed's dead. Do you listen to Elenium?
I don't listen to Elenium very often, but I have been to my fair share of Elenium shows.
And those were good.
They are pretty good. I will say it's always a fun experience there. I would say the people there are pretty laid back. They're generally pretty chill. I feel like there are some other artists where if you go to those shows, people there are just trying to fight or just be angry.
Sam and I went to a show probably a month ago. We saw a number of artists, but primarily the main attraction was a band called Your Arms Are My Cocoon, and they've been making waves over the last couple of years, mostly just playing small local shows, local venues, house shows and whatnot, and they make an interesting. Sam, describe what type of music.
Lo-fi scrams.
Lo-fi scrams.
Lo-fi screamo.
And could you explain to those who are not familiar with lo-fi screamo?
For the listeners at home who are not familiar with
Add
lo-fi
another
screamo,
fart sound effect,
or
please.
listeners in the
Hold
studio.
Hold on. What if we just played some?
Great.
I like
Yeah.
that
Snowy.
idea.
Yeah.
I like
Snowy.
that
Okay.
idea.
Snowy.
Please.
Okay.
This is the best. This is gonna be the best descriptor. But though in a couple sentences, lo-fi screamo is screamo music. So usually screaming, very emotional vocals that are layered on top of various instrumentals. The lo-fi aspect kind of comes in a mix of electronic instruments like synthesizers, pianos, etc., with guitars. Your Arms Are My Cocoon doesn't really do distortion like typical screamo bands would. They actually use, as you're going to hear in this song, mostly clean guitar. Lots of artificial drums, like drum machines, are used to make drum patterns for these songs. Yeah, and you'll hear it. But yeah, that's kind of
setting the scene. Imagine Sam and Jacob at listening to this a month ago.
Yes.
Okay.
This is Snowy by Your Arms Are My Cocoon.
I get into these messes?
Welcome back to Playing the Changes.
What you just heard was Snowy by Your Arms Are My Cocoon. And the topic we are discussing here on Playing the Changes, which is the show that we are, is the decline in concert etiquette post-pandemic as a part of our episode on contemporary culture and music.
Oh my god, that Your Arms Are My Cocoon show was horrible.
It was so bad, dude.
Oh my god.
It was really bad.
What happened?
I
I did quite like that song though.
Mm-hmm.
It was I don't know why it was called lo-fi. It was quite high fidelity, I would say. But
Really?
well, it was good.
Yeah. I felt like that.
I felt
it was pretty lo-fi.
Maybe I don't know what lo-fi is.
Maybe.
Okay, wait. What was it about the show?
Sorry,
Like, was
yeah.
it the
It was
audience members?
Yeah,
was
it was the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
What can you say about them specifically? Like, what was like one example of something that like pissed you off?
Yeah, what made it like terrible?
First off, we gotta establish that the median age of this concert was probably 16 or 17, and let's just say these kids were not going to shows 5 years ago when we started going to shows, and a lot has happened since then. And I think there's sort of a lapse. There was a learning curve that a lot of people, I think our age and older, had to sort of experience at concerts. We had to behave recklessly and then learn why we can't behave recklessly, and these kids have not been taught that. It was a lot of people not understanding how large and how heavy their bodies are.
Was anybody passing out?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, man.
that is something that I want to talk about because I listened to that song, and in my head I'm like, how could somebody go to something like that? Like, I know that it's like screamo, so it's like you are gonna be like, you know, you finna be in the pit, but like I just don't like. I went to a Big Thief concert at the Greek Theater, and like every like 10 seconds somebody would be like doing the thing where they like all point down in the
Right.
pit,
With,
like
like their phone flashlights.
like my friend
like
fainted, stop the whole concert. And what also annoys me, which I don't know if this is controversial to say, but I kind of think as the musician, I don't think you need to be stopping your concert every time a bunch of kids are pointing down that their friend fainted.
I mean, yeah, I
I'm
think
like-
there's ways. I think there's ways to alert like medics and security.
Sure, but
Yeah.
Without having to have the band every 30 seconds be like, hold up, stop.
because that was the deal at the Big Thief concert was like
Yes.
also like, and you know Lucinda Williams?
Yeah.
She's like an older singer. She was like, what? She even at one point was like, didn't want to stop her set. She's like, I'm not, like, she's older.
Yeah.
And I think Big Thief is a little bit more, they're more like, oh, we need to stop everything and make sure is everybody safe? You know what I mean? And like, totally get it. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Nothing against making sure people are safe. But why are you fainting why are you passing out at like the chillest possible music? Like, it's just not that vibe, dude. And it's not a matter of like, I'm blaming them, like, but I just don't, it's that learning curve of like, what are you doing?
What do you do? Exactly. What have you done to reach this point? Have you not been drinking enough water? Have you been smoking some stuff that is laced? Have you been hitting the vape in the bathroom? You know, what factors?
Okay, that's not gonna make you laugh.
The vape, dude. I almost passed
The
out.
16-year-olds in the vape in the bath. I guarantee.
The first time I
I'd
hit,
pass out if I
handle
lost my
geek.
they
vape.
can't.
handle the
They're
Geek
spending.
Bar.
They are spending their lunch money on Geek Bar.
In the words of
They are
Bad
they're- yeah.
Baby, you overdosed on a vape when she's talking about Alabama Barker. You guys don't know that, the diss?
I heard about
We
it.
played it in the car.
We did play it in the car, yeah.
I think that's crazy. Anyways,
Anyway.
I think that's a great diss. Like, you overdosed on a vape.
no, the first time I ever hit a vape, I did almost like fall over.
That's fair.
It was
Wow.
inside the vape store.
see, so I'm not wrong, guys. This is what I'm talking about.
You are
At the-
right. You are
yeah,
totally
at the Big Thief show. Also,
Do you remember the JPEG Mafia show?
Yes.
There was one guy there who was just like he was like hitting people on their like backs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude,
See,
yeah.
that's like what was happening at the Your Arms Are My Cocoon show.
Mhm.
Like it was like, you know, a lot of the music is like, yeah, I get it. It's like fast paced. It's like upbeat, whatever. But like, I think people now will go to a concert rather than it's like, oh, I'm gonna go and like dance and enjoy the music, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to this show and hurt people.
Take out their aggression.
Like,
their
I'm gonna
teenage
go.
aggression.
Yeah, it's like people are looking for an excuse to go to a show and just like punch people in the face.
I don't know if they're okay. I don't know if they're like actively like being like, I'm gonna go to this show and my plan is to punch people. But I think it might be more like trying too hard in a sense.
Or it's like it's also like a serious lack of self-awareness.
There was a point at this Your Arms Are My Cocoon show where the venue owner comes out on stage and is like, guys, we're all here to have a good time. We all love these bands. No one here is trying to go home with a black eye or whatever. And there was some audible disdain from a couple of 16-year-olds in the crowd that were like, I'm trying to go home. Like, I think you would be surprised.
Yeah.
There are people
is crazy.
who are quite literally
I
just
was
going
gonna
there to
say,
hurt people.
like, I remember when there was the whole like Travis Scott like Astro World, not even like the Astro World incident, but kind of like Travis Scott with the whole like no bystanders, like that whole like vibe. I do remember like people in their replies would just be like, they didn't go hard enough. Like,
it's like, guys.
My thing, I don't want to sound like I'm advocating for violence or anything like that. But
go on.
I think there was kind of something I noticed after the whole Astro World thing was like there was kind of a performative thing on the side of the musicians where they're like, everybody stop. This person needs help.
Yeah.
This person and look, I get it. That's really good to do. That's really good to if somebody is genuinely hurt, like that's great. But I think it's become a like, oh my God, see, this person, like they care about their fans. They're making sure that they're not getting hurt. Like that just kind of like is like, okay, we get it. Like that's kind of that.
And it's like for every single thing.
And it's like,
guys, I have a headache. Stop the show.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's like lock-in, you know?
Happening.
No, I've never been to a show where like the artist has like stopped performing because you know I've been to plenty of shows where you know the medics or like paramed same thing would you know kind of come through like with their flashlights and you know bring people out. Like I remember I was at a Babytron show and I think someone started having a seizure.
Well, that's a bit
Oh my
you
God.
can't predict that.
You can't predict it, but the show also did not stop.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also...
I'm not advocating for that. I'm not saying that. I'm
just
like...
It also wasn't like, you know, when something's happening, it should be such that it's easy to, like, make space for them. Whenever I see, like, really, like, at Astroworld or, like, just really big festivals, everyone's so, like... It's so dense. It's so packed together. It's, like... It seems almost impossible to like make space for any kind of emergency or make space for people trying to get through the crowd.
It's an impossible thing.
And that was kind of the big thing. That's like why Astroworld happened, right? Is because of the like crowd crush.
Yeah,
because it was so densely packed.
They let in more people than the like actual capacity.
And there's only 2 stages.
Like, a lot of people ran into.
Yeah, they like hopped the fence. There was
that video. Like that video came out. Yeah, where they like took the fence down and there were like hundreds of people that are just running inside.
I do remember that.
And yeah, I don't know. I just think that like they're I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I literally just had like a brain. But
people just gotta chill out a little bit.
People just gotta chill out a bit.
Oh, I do remember what I was gonna say. I remember everybody was pointing when I was seeing Lana Del Rey at Outside Lands, and everybody was pointing for one of their friends. And she looked over at them, and she thought they were just waving, so she just waved and like left. And I was kind of like,
that's
and I'm
funny.
Like, that's like, you know. But
that's also I feel like motions like that are not necessary at a Lana Del Rey concert, at a Big Thief concert. Another one Sam and I went to where this was happening. Faye Webster.
Like what? At the Greek Theater too.
At the Greek Theater, yes. These big outdoor venues where people are not moving generally.
It's slower.
Yeah,
music.
if someone passes out, it's pretty easy to get out of the crowd with them anyway.
Why would you mosh at the Greek Theater? Like I just don't think that's
no one was.
They weren't.
This was
Like,
Faye
what?
Webster.
What type of venue is the Greek Theater?
It's a like Red Rocks. It's a big amphitheater.
Outdoor amphitheater.
Totally
big
Red
outdoor
Rocks
amphitheater.
vibes.
It's I'd say maybe it's more like Fiddler's Green.
Probably.
But
but just okay.
Outdoor.
But it's an outdoor amphitheater. Yeah, think outdoor amphitheater.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were there, and it's like there was not a lot of motion in the crowd, but it's like somehow 5 or 6 people managed to like pass out, and it's like, man, I wish you guys would just like drink water.
Just drink water. Yeah,
you probably wouldn't be. I don't think this would be happening to
I know.
if you were taking care of yourself.
When was it
at
in
the
like the
concert.
summer?
No, this was in like
No, it was in November,
Yeah.
dude. It was in I think October.
It was
September,
cool
October.
out. It was cool
Anyway,
out.
it was
Okay.
fall. It was.
I
fall.
think people. There's also been a lot of people like to show up hours early for shows, and that's kind of what I'm assuming these people did. Showed up hours early to the show to get a good spot. They were I'm gonna bring it back to the vape. They were hitting the vape.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
hitting the pen. They were not drinking water, and they passed out in the middle of the Faye Webster set.
But this was a concert where it was like everyone would signal, be like, "Faye Webster, stop the concert, please."
Yeah.
And she did
She did.
5 times.
Mhm.
I mean, like, stop,
It's
everyone,
ridiculous.
stop.
Um,
And that actually brings us into our next song.
just to give you a taste of the type of music people are passing out to. This is "Overslept" by Faye Webster featuring Mae Hara.
I always oversleep. I'm always next to you. Do you see me in your dreams? 'Cause I see you see me too. At times my mind feels too full, and I want to empty it. But I'm scared to write my thoughts down in case someone steals them. But I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
Welcome back to Playing the Changes. You just heard Overslept by Faye Webster featuring Mae Hara.
Great song.
We were talking about concert etiquette, and that was a song that Sam and I saw live, and people were passing out to, which is just crazy. Which is just crazy.
It's true.
Maybe they were falling asleep.
Earlier in the show, Julia mentioned people passing out at a Lana Del Rey show, and obviously that's crazy. However, there have been other incidents at Lana Del Rey shows, where, you know, maybe something like that might be warranted. And what I'm referring to is, I think it was Coachella, right?
Yeah, it was Coachella, and it was
Yeah.
under the cover.
It was under
the whatever
Yeah,
that
the
dome
big
thing
tarp.
is.
That, like,
that
huge-
one
yeah,
stage.
that huge roof.
There's one stage. I thought
No,
all the
no,
stages
no.
were like
This
that.
one's under a cover. That's what
Yeah.
I'm referring. Yeah, Julia.
Oh, can I?
Yes.
Okay,
Please
so
set the
basically,
stage for us.
They organized the sets so that Ken Carson, I think it was right before Lana's set, and of course, all these Lana fans were camped out in this crowd to see her, and the person right before her is like major like opium, like his like crowds are known for
Rage.
like rage, yeah, and girls were passing out. Girls were getting like totally tussled in that crowd.
There was blood.
And what does he say? He said, "You should have stayed home." I don't know if that was him or if Cardi said that before.
No, that was
because a similar
I
thing
thought that
happened.
was Cardi before
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
Or was
Yeah.
it after Miley Cyrus?
No, it was before. You're right, but something of that. But I just think, you wanted to talk about fandoms, right?
Yes, and so I think we've been talking a lot. We've been putting a lot of blame on the concert goers, but sometimes
It is the fandom.
It is the fandom. It's the fandom. And what are we talking about? We're talking about opium, baby. We're talking about opium. We're talking about Playboi Carti, Ken Carson, Destroying Lonely, Homicide Gang, Opium,
Wake
the
Up
greatest rap
Filthy.
group of all time.
I need the huge fart noise now.
Huge fart noise. Yup. Opium, Playboi Carti, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, Homicide Gang. This is Opium.
This is Opium.
Which one, Sam? Why don't you give us a rundown on what Opium is? as beyond the music, what is Opium?
It's a lifestyle. What? It's a lifestyle. What? Okay, so so Opium is a music label that is run by Playboi Carti.
Opium's it's an offshoot of Interscope.
Oh,
run
really?
Run by Playboi Carti.
Okay, that's
yes.
cool. Yeah, run by Playboi Carti. So I think basically it just when I say Opium is a lifestyle, I'm talking about the lifestyle of the four members of Opium. And in that it all revolves around this concept called aura. And that has to do and it has to do with like, trying to be like purposefully putting effort into being quote unquote nonchalant and mysterious. But it's also really like a fashion movement. Like people, you describe someone as like they're dressing opium, or like the
this
fit
is so opium.
Yeah, you describe things. Opium is kind of an adjective. It has to do with wearing clothes that are like all black and they're like really baggy. And
Really baggy or really tight.
Yeah. Like really tight.
Yeah.
Rick Owens is a huge part of this like aesthetic. Like the Rick Owens Ramon, like the shoe, like that's opium. Like people like that's the opium shoe. It's like the Rick Owens Ramon. I've had my own experience actually with opium, and that was it was an outfit that I was wearing, and I was made fun of for it.
Can you describe this
Good.
outfit?
Of course.
Yes. And why don't you set this? Why don't you?
Let me set the scene.
Set the scene,
Okay,
please.
let me
Go
set
ahead.
the scene. Let me set the scene, and then we're gonna play the song. So, I was on campus, and I was not purposefully trying to quote unquote dress opium. I just thought it was a cool outfit. It was this like black long sleeve that was like a knit top, but it was like kind of like meshy, kind of see-through type vibe. And then I had these really baggy like black like rave pants with like all of the like straps and like buckles and stuff.
Trip NYC.
Yeah, shouts out Trip. They were Trip pants. And I forget what shoes I think I was wearing the Sakai Nike Blazers.
All black and gray. All black.
Yeah,
and
it was
gray,
entirely. It was like an all black outfit, all black and gray.
It's very consumerist, I think. Opium.
Yo, absolutely.
Indeed.
It's
well,
like
okay.
yeah.
Let me finish the
finish
story.
the
Let me finish the story. And so I'm walking on campus, and I just got off class, and I'm walking, and I walk past this group of guys near Cafe Rosso, and one of them, I walk past this group of guys, and one of them looks at me, and then he turns to his friend, and he goes, "Oh, that's King Vamp right there." They call me King Vamp.
King Vamp.
If you don't know why that's funny, Playboi Carti, Whole Lotta Red, the emphasis on the aesthetic was vampire. It was like the whole vampire thing. I think
Vamp
there is
Anthem.
Vamp Anthem. I think there is a song called King Vamp on Whole Lotta Red, but basically it's
They were likening our dear friend Sam Jarris to Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
You were just like,
The
stupid,
rapper.
stupid.
I just kept
I'm
walking.
never wearing this sweater again.
And I never wore it again.
And what happened to that sweater?
It's gone. I don't want to get into details on why it's gone, but it's gone.
Okay.
Just know that.
For unknown reasons?
I literally never wore that shirt ever again. Because a guy looked at me and said, "Oh, that's King Vamp."
That's
right
King
there."
Vamp.
They gave you the eye up and down, head to toe.
Literally ruined my day.
Yeah.
I know.
Like, that was horrible.
I know this. He's not technically opium, but it reminds me of the Lil Uzi Vert. They laugh at me because I'm emo. Isn't that
Yeah.
that was you? They laugh at me because I'm emo.
That's exactly what happened to me that day.
Playboy Cardi just dropped a new album.
It's called Music.
It's called Music. We're
But
gonna play
the cover is I Am Music, and we're about to play a song. It's actually, it's controversial in that some people don't like it, some people like it. I like it.
You would King Vamp.
Yeah.
The song. This is K-pop.
This is K-pop.
Niggas don't like me. The bitch wanna fight me. My t-shirt on, so I won't get ugly. She fucking with a dime. I'm fucking with a bomb. They think I'm on summer. Whoa. She think I'm on something. I'm fucking with a bad little vibe. I'm all over her tongue. I'm about to spot me a high. I'm about to spin that trunk. I said, my mind got me a switch. We don't give a fuck about luck. I said my body, I'm the coolest. Trampoline jump for a cougar. Jump out the jungle, go hectic. I'm leaving that boy in the stooler. She wanna fuck for the moolah. Pussy ass niggas get lit up. That pellet, hold a Ruger. Half she laying with your girl. She like being around my niggas. She teed up, she not switching. G6 got me in here glitching. Real rich as fuck, just living. This bitch ain't got no vision. I'ma go ahead and give it to her. I just been feeling myself. I find Jesus, Christian Dior. Got a bitch from the fuck on the game. She put his thing right on the floor. Got me feeling like Jesse Chase. I'm switching lanes when he hauls. Stop out that talking, let's do it. You on the internet, boy, stop, boy. I'm in the field with cleats, singing my jeans. I kill boys. Me and my niggas, we G's. Step on bitches, we keep doors. I stay running the checks and holding a knife. It's a sport. Sitting with my blick, I got me a thing. I can't go to court. Nigga try to pop his pain, two in his brain, blow up the Ford.
Welcome back to Playing the Changes.
Oh man, that was so
That's
awesome.
King Vamp right there.
Oh, that's so
Playing the
awesome,
Changes.
dude.
Filmed by friends. I love life. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna go
Anyway,
around.
welcome back.
We're gonna go around the room and everyone do their best Playboy Cardi ad lib.
Raise your yeah.
Why?
All right.
Thanks,
so that was
guys.
Playboy Cardi. Thanks, guys.
So yeah, consumerism is really bad, and opium
Is
just-
it?
Hello.
Is it?
And
Hello.
consumers is really Marx once said so.
Oh my God! Another fart noise, please.
Thank you.
Marx once said. What did Marx say?
Marx once said, "Need me a new need."
Need me that Rick.
Need me that Rick. Hello.
Need me that Rick.
Marx once said, "Cardi the goat."
As Karl Marx once said.
As Karl Marx
I
once
am
said,
music.
I am music. Cardi the goat.
I am the music.
What were we talking about? Opium.
Oh yeah, we're talking about opium.
Opium got white people dressing crazy. You know.
We will not disclose who they are.
Who these white people are.
We will not name
Or
any
the
names.
sweaters they may have worn.
We will not name any. Okay, good point. I actually just received a text.
Okay.
As I frequently do during these shows.
Yeah.
My dear father JD shouts out. He says, "Opium, the new goth."
Oh.
See?
That's complete. Yeah.
In a way, I feel like Opium's much more performative.
It is, but it's still. But there are similarities. There are definitely similarities.
We can draw parallels.
Goth can be performative.
Well, absolutely,
Like,
but
I
I think
think
more often
in its
than
heyday, goth was like, those were people were just goth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are not opium.
That's true.
The
true.
people,
Aura farming.
people are not. Yeah, you are not from Cincinnati.
aura
Are you
will be
really eating that
bountiful.
for breakfast?
Yeah, you are not from Cincinnati or farming. You do not. You are not wearing Rick.
That's true.
That's
Dudes
all
will
it
be
is.
on Twitter talking about some like I'm opium.
And they're not.
Then they're not.
And they're not.
And they're not.
I don't have Ricks.
No,
I'm not opium.
you're not opium.
You would have Ricks if you could though.
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah, you probably would.
Anyway,
I went backstage with Destroy Lonely when he came to SF State.
What?
Yeah.
What, actually?
Yeah, he saw me in the crowd and he's like, "She's opium. She can come.
What?
She can come to the back of the annex.
She
She could come to the back of the annex.
The ocular pat down.
She's about it.
Yeah, that's opium.
Yup.
the
I went back
ocular
there.
pat down. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
He gave me a kiss on the forehead. He said, "I'll never forget you."
He said, "You what?"
And I went back to Village.
To Village.
That's the
That's the
housing. That's the
dorms.
housing on SF State. It's called the Village.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't go to that either.
What?
Did to
I.
Oh, you tried to, right?
No, I had the
They didn't
ticket.
let
I
me
had
in.
the
I
tickets
wasn't
and
opium
everything.
enough.
I had
They
the
didn't let
tickets
me
and
in.
everything, but we just didn't like.
It was-
We literally got there and went in line, and then
You're just
You know,
were like,
yada,
what
yada, yada.
You were like, what am I doing?
we don't need to get into it.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's that
That's a story for another time.
That's okay.
That's a
That's
story.
okay.
That's a story for another time.
It's actually it's convenient that your dad brought up the parallels between goth and opium. Can't believe I just said that. But another thing we wanted to talk about on today's episode is the idea of indie sleaze. And indie sleaze is a term that has only been coined fairly recently in description of a period of time, probably like approaching 20 years ago.
And
I'd
what's
say.
the connection between opium and indie sleeves?
Well, so
I just want
I
to.
think
well,
we're
okay.
the-
So we're talking about new and old. New and old.
They're both
new and
talking
old.
points
New
for
and
the
old.
show.
Yeah, they're both. That is what they're both talking points. That is the connection. But indie sleaze has sort of like people are saying it's having a revival right now. This sort of aesthetic.
But what is indie sleaze? Because whenever I hear the word sleaze, it's like, oh, he's a sleazeball. So like, what is indie sleaze? Is it like?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
good
like
question.
it is. So it's the indie aesthetic, but it is kind of that whole like a little bit greasy, a little bit disheveled.
Party, like
Yeah,
you
like
slept
party-
in your makeup.
Exactly, like it is like that. And I mean,
DJ
like,
Cobra Snake
so
photos.
Is it like
so-
yeah.
is it-
you
is
can talk
it-
about
is it-
like Julian Casablancas from The Strokes is like one of the definitions of
In his
indie
heyday.
sleaze.
In his heyday.
Yeah, where it's
Okay.
like the like crazy leather jacket with
he pulled that off.
yeah
Karen
absolutely.
O from the Yeah Yeahs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about No, I don't know anybody. No,
But-
I know. I know that.
There's a really good documentary about it. Meet Me in the Bathroom.
Yeah.
That basically is like they're interviewing people
Isn't
from.
is Pavement in that?
I think
I'm
it's
gonna look up- I'm
it's
gonna look up
mainly
everyone who's in
it's
that.
mainly the Moldy Peaches, like Karen O from the Yeah Yeahs, members of the Strokes,
Yeah.
LCD Sound System. I think they like epitomize like that era because it's like very synthy.
Yep.
I think synth is like really big from then, and it's like disco balls and like you're in a dark basement and you're like in like Brooklyn and you're listening to somebody's like DJ set. Like I feel like that is like the indie in like 2009.
The artists who are listed as part of this whole like the indie sleaze documentary Meet Me in the Bathroom are The Strokes, LCD Sound System, Yeah Yeahs, Interpol, TV on the Radio,
Interpol, yeah.
Moldy Peaches, The Rapture, and Liars. I don't know The Rapture or Liars, but
I know the Rapture. I like them.
But those are kind of all artists that would also, I think, fall in that kind of like what we now know as indie sleaze category.
But I don't necessarily think like the revival that we're kind of talking about like right now, I don't know if their music necessarily sounds exactly like, because those are kind of all over the place. And in that documentary, they talked about like New York being like dead, like in the 2000s, like following
It's the
9/11.
It's the city that never sleeps.
Yeah. And
That thing that happened.
That really bad thing. But they kind of like made a fake movement. Oh my God.
9/11.
Run that back.
Anyways, I just want to bring it back to the point you're talking about is, I'll wrap this up, is like that they basically manufactured a like aesthetic movement with all these different musicians and made people think like, oh my God, New York City is the place to be.
Yeah.
And you're going to dress like this, you're going to look like this, the music sounds like this. And I think that that's very similar to the way Indie Sleaze Revival is right now. I just want to say that.
So what we're going to do, we're going to play...
Dom said another Indie Sleaze band, the Libertines.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dom.
He's right. He's right.
He is right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play some OG Indie Sleaze. We're going to play a song by LCD Sound System, and then we're going to play what people are calling new Indie Sleaze.
Yeah, Indie Sleaze Revival.
Indie Sleaze Revival, if you could. So thank you, Elish. Okay, so we're going to play the song Thrills by LCD Sound System, followed by Caustic by The Help. So please enjoy Thrills.
Because you want me, because you want me. But my desire is gonna crush me, cause you are wild. But I'm all chills, cause you adore me, you adore me. But I still on pills, I need my thrills, I need my stress. I'm on fire because you want me, because you want me. But my desire is gonna level me, cause you won't lie. But I'm all chills, cause you release me, you release me. But I still on pills, I need my thrills, still got thrills. I'm on fire because you want me, because you want me. But my desire is gonna crush me when you expire. But still on pills because you bought me, because you bought me. But I still on chills when it's all pills. I need my thrills.
the grass. The problem is I can never find a better way. Light takes shape out across a faded gray. Time waits for nobody. I'm talking lifetimes living in the same body. Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Don't get addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Hoes look like the kind of girl on my rodeo. Teenage face, but at night never let go. Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Now addicted to a certain state of control, under submission from a cutthroat criminal. Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Do want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold? Do what you want, do what I'm told. Do you take cash? Do you buy gold?
Welcome back to Playing the Changes.
Playing those changes.
Today with Sam, Jacob, Julia, and Elijas.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hello.
So we're actually kind of a little bit more towards the end. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Indie Sleaze revival thing. I mean, I think that the help is, I think, more so in their aesthetic than the music there, Indie Sleaze revival.
Yeah.
The leather jackets. They look greasy.
Holy crap.
They look greasy. And I will say, it's working for them. It's working.
Yeah, in
Do
a
you
major
think
way.
People who are fans of the original Indie Sleaze would like this like new revival of it, or is it like two different like groups of people?
I doubt it.
I think it's for two different groups of people. I think that it's like the original Indie Sleaze is for people who were young during that time
Old
of like
heads.
mid 2000s, early 2010s kind of vibe. But Indie Sleaze revival is, I think, for people who are our age now.
It's a revival. It's the same like.
It's the same kind of
It's the same like
movement.
age of people.
Yeah.
But just now.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I think there's also a ton of like media too. Like I feel like girls and like millennial, like the TV show Girls, is like kind of coming back with it too. Like everything that like millennials were into, like hipster kind of stuff, like Portlandian stuff. I think that's coming back with it a little bit.
Millennial burger shop.
Yeah.
The eatery. The eatery.
But that reminds me, Sam reminded me that I talked about this. A big place where like Indie Sleaze revival is happening is Dime Square in New York. It's where a bunch of like young people moved after the pandemic, and it's very like, you know, Brooklyn 2009 kind of vibe. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of, a lot of people are like who are a part of like the help and stuff are going there. Yeah.
Or like who live there while they're making music, etc. We're moving on to our final segment, and this is the most fun. We're talking about coworker music. Elijas, what's coworker music?
Coworker music is the type of music you see while you're scrolling Instagram Reels, and you kind of don't really like it, but it's kind of popular somehow.
Is it so the coworker music, did it come from as in like your coworker is like, hey, I make music, like this is what it sounds like?
No,
or is it rather the music that your coworker or is it rather the music that your coworker listens to?
It's the music that your coworker listens to. It's kind of the same as like coworker like wallpapers. It's like the wallpaper that your coworker has, and it's like a blue like skull on fire kind of thing.
Yeah.
So coworker music refers to like music that like one of your coworkers like listens. Like everyone has like one coworker that's like
kind of odd.
I guess I would describe it as hyper masculine.
Sometimes
it could be. I mean, sometimes.
I feel like the song we have planned for an example, I think,
is that falls under that wave. And in order to save time, I feel like we should just get straight into it.
Get into it. Thank you.
We're gonna play this. Thank you guys so much for listening, and then we'll get the heck out of here.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, because next week is spring break.
And we're not going to be on air that time.
As far as I know.
Anyway,
you could have like a work from home remote podcast.
Playing the changes
from home.
Anyway, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Thank you.
This is Playing the Changes.
This song needs no introduction.
Who is the artist?
Masked Wolf.
Masked Wolf.
That is a coworker. That is a coworker music.
This is Astronaut Masked in the Wolf. Ocean.
Astro, no. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. She say that I'm cool, I'm like, yeah, that's true. I believe in G-O-D, don't believe in T-H-O-T. She keep playing me dumb, I'm a player for fun. Y'all don't really know my mental, let me give you the picture like stencil. Falling out in a drought, no flow rain wasn't pouring down. See that pain was all around, see my mode was kinda lounge. Didn't know which way to turn, flow was cool but I still felt burned. Energy up, you can feel my surge, I'ma kill everything like this purge. Let's just get this straight for a second. I'ma work, even if I don't get paid for progression. I'ma get it. Everything that I do is electric. I'ma keep it in motion, keep it moving like kinetic. Put this shit in a frame, better know I don't blame everything that I say. Man, I seen you deflate. Let me elevate. This ain't a prank. Have you walking on a plane? Both hands together, God, let me pray. I been going right around, call that relay. Pass the baton, back in the mall, swimming in the pool, can't drink them all. When a piece of this, a piece of mine, my piece of sign. Can you please read between the lines? My rhymes inclined to break your spine. They say that I'm so fine, you could never match my grind. Please do not waste my time. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. Ay, what you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean.
Playing the Changes. Jacob, Ian, Sam, Elijas, Julia, forever. Thank you guys very much. Have a good rest of your day. Peace. Just play the changes.
This is Nutra for Devo Incorporated, checking in with the many factions of devolutionary humans who have waited so faithfully this past year while Devo gathered its strength for the next offensive. As many of you can see, the road ahead is filled with danger. It's not nuclear bombs we must fear, but the human mind itself, or lack of it, on this planet. It's time to go beyond the normal thing. It's time to do the super thing. It's time for Devo. There's no question about it. The Spud Boys are ready with new songs, new films, and new approaches to survival in a world ruled by subhumans. Lies, lies, lies. That's all we get from those who pretend to know but don't. But once again, Devo attempts to cut through the mental grease and grime with techniques of positive mutation designed to protect you from the ninnies and the twits. Remember, no one knows, so let's find out. Devo asks the questions that help point us all in the right direction, to go forward, move ahead, and give the past a slip. It's time to seek out new traditions, We know where the old ones took us, and now we are all here together. So let's go. Take in the full measure of Devo's new traditionalist spirit. The vinyl record and cassette tape of Devo's latest musical outpourings is entitled simply New Traditionalists. To purchase it is not like spending money, but rather it is an investment in the future and a blow against the empire. This is Nutra for Devo Incorporated saying, bombs away.